Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor. Today we're going to be doing another episode in our Heinrich Kemmler campaign. So, special thanks to Greg D for sponsoring this. I really appreciate it. So, as you'll notice, we are no longer sieging Artois. Pretty much what happened was I had recorded a decent chunk of another episode and my power supply died right in the middle of the episode. So frankly, you didn't miss a ton. There was a little bit that went on there. But basically, we took Artois. Marienburg started raiding our property. We hired another lord, just spammed as many cheap units as we could with raised dead and recruitment. Attacked him. They retreated to the fort. We beat them at the fort, and now we've chased them back to Marienburg. And this should be where the big, interesting siege, or actually this isn't going to be a siege, because they're attacking us off of this siege. So this is going to be open field, but this is kind of where the big interesting battle is going to take place. So sorry about that. I can't go back on legendary. You can only move forward. You can't go back to previous saves or previous turns. And with OBS, the recording software that I use, with an MP4 file, if for some reason that file doesn't close, if you lose power or anything else happens and you don't press the stop recording button, then you don't get any of that data. You lose all that data. So, once again, sorry about that, but I'm going to keep moving forward just because this is a very interesting turn in the campaign early on to go aggressive with Marienburg this early, and I think we're still going to get tons and tons of really cool fights. So nothing much changed strategically. We'll talk about a couple of the decisions that I made in the last episode, but let's go ahead and get in here. I don't think we have any banners. Okay. But pretty much hiring the second lord and just spamming a bunch of cheap stuff on him, you get penalized for that a lot less with the new SFO system because it doesn't give you the extra, or it gives you a severely reduced extra upkeep that you have to pay for the extra army. So that's going to help out a lot of swarming factions a lot. So factions that can spam a lot of stuff early on that's really cheap. So like obviously vampire counts, Vampire Coast, Skaven, all those types of factions, various Greenskin armies with goblins are going to be able to spam multiple armies a lot easier than they have in the past. So that really helps you out a lot in the early game with that playstyle. Whereas before, you know, if you play vanilla, then you pretty much have to focus on one army most of the time. Just because the increase to upkeep is too high otherwise. Sorry, I was just running up and down the stairs there. Feed the cat some food and get back up here. But anyways, that's really cool. That's a new sort of tactical possibility. Okay, so with these armies, we really just want to make sure that we are leveraging our ghost to get good flanks and really disrupt them with terror quite a bit. Now I'm not sure if they're going to position forward or not. If they position forward, then we're just going to go ahead and charge into them. If they're hanging out in the back waiting on their army, we're going to wait on our army. I'll go ahead and gamble this. Yeah, a lot of the undead strength, which I talked about I think quite a bit in the first episode, is just they just have so much HP and they're very missile resistant too in SFO. All of them have the extra 25% missile resist. And they just have so much HP that it's just great meat shield and just spam regeneration, and then use your elite units as sort of the tactical stuff that actually wins the fight. Not sure why I made that 2 instead of 1. Okay, are they coming at us? Yeah, they're coming at us. Okay, good. And they always, often the AI will overestimate their capabilities against the undead, or they will underestimate the undead, I guess would be a better way of saying that.
Vampire Lord.
It is time.
Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and bring these over here.
Serve my will. Yes. Yes. I run.
Yeah, if we can just, all you have to do is basically deal with the great swords. You gotta try to slide your melee around, so you don't want them to get too clumped up. You always want to try to get a good surround in there.
Forward! Smash them!
So like we're getting kind of clumped up in here.
All will perish.
Let's get in here. Just tie him up with some zombies
The
there. All right.
summoning begins.
I need to.
The
get in
living
here with
will
Pro
join us.
and attack a little bit more.
With haste.
We need to get these out of here and just like try to flank a little bit more.
Kill them! The rest will fall away! Don't stop until they're all dead! Kill all!
You serve me! Swiftly! Attack!
Okay, so we got them terrored. Just push forward here.
Darkest magic, away!
Time to feast by my will!
I thought I moved him earlier. I guess he decided not to take those quarters. I don't know. I need these in the back. Try to get Crow in here. This dude.
A new order
I
comes.
miss when healing used to affect like everybody in the area, but now it only affects a couple of people. Okay, let's go ahead and just wrap all of this around. Keep these guys on their lord, but the rest of them go ahead and wrap around, and then we'll just come over here and try to clean out the archers. These dudes. Yeah, like I was saying before, one of the key things you want to try to do is slide around and get a good surround. Just try to get your little slide on here.
Behold, endless
this night.
Bring these guys out.
All right, take retreat!
Bring weapons to bear!
I go.
Death!
With haste. Swiftly. Kill.
Death!
Kill.
Alright, so yeah, we're just trying to just round up all the archers, kill them. We can send the bats after them too to help out. Try to kill as many as we can because we are going to have to siege after this.
Moving. Vampire Lord.
Serve me! Necromancer! Lichmaster!
I thirst.
They do rally back. We need to get a charge in the back, even though those are halberds, so you have to be real careful with halberds.
Now! All right! I
Because,
will!
like, yeah, we can't really kill the great swords, but there's just so
Slaughter!
much just meat,
Tremble,
you know, that we have.
mortals.
We want to do as much damage as we possibly can, especially where are those great swords? We need those to die for sure. If we can kill the heroes, that'd be fantastic. It's gonna take a while to do that, but need to get the great swords out though. Those are the big, very problematic units for whenever we want to siege, because we probably are still gonna have to siege them. It's just not very favorable. It's not very kind for auto resolves. Alright, so we might as well because this kind of magic can resurrect dead units, so it actually is beneficial. Most of the time, if it just heals, which most healing magic does that, it just heals but does not resurrect. If it heals but does not resurrect, then there's no point in healing unless it's a single entity unit. But with this, there is, because it can resurrect dead units. To that certain bar. Wherever that bar is, which is where they came into the fight in terms of magic, wherever that bar is the winner. The big one that we need to try to resurrect here is these guys, these Cairn Wraiths. So and our horses if we can. Where are they? Sleeping on the job. Where else? Let's come run over here. And we're just trying to get as many as we can because we are going to have to siege this. So he's doing his dot damage.
Still my beating heart with haste.
The unit that was wiped out was Crow, so not a huge deal. In fact, not a deal at all, because he's a summoned unit. Okay, good. I'm gonna get as many of these little clowns as we can. Because those things are very difficult for us to take down. It's pretty much only the wraiths can damage them. The goblins are gonna do, or not the goblins, like, the zombies are gonna do, like, 1 damage, maybe. On average per swing, because so much they have the melee defense, the armor, all that stuff makes it very difficult. I think they're gonna get rounded off. Did we get the kill on the dude yet? I think we got him. Okay. Oh, we got one more heal, I think. What I always used to say with Vampire Counts of old, I'd say group picture at the end. Everybody group up in the middle, and then we just spam the heck, which is basically just like a huge free amount of replenishment. So they killed a couple of zombies. See, it calls it a close victory too, even though it was a slaughter. Like they were nowhere close. And I think I mentioned this in the missing footage there with some of those battles where we pretty decisively won. They were really interesting, but well, not. It would have been cool if you could see them, but it's okay if you didn't. I mean, there's going to be a lot of other good fights, too. But yeah, that's just a thing with, like, Skaven, or Goblins, or Undead. Just your units, they just... You know, part of their calculation is just how many raw units died in the fight. And you're just always going to have a lot that die in the early game because you want them to die, sort of. Like, you just throw those zombies in there. Like, I threw 2 of these stacks of zombies just to distract those reinforcements long enough for me to finish off the one force. So, it's fine. They're like 200 gold or something to hire a new stack of zombies, so... Very, very expendable. Yeah, I think we just take... Pretty much like with most factions, you just have to take money at all times. Just about. I mean, it looks like the power supply was the issue, I hope. It was either power supply or graphics card. But on the League stream tonight, there wasn't any shut-off, and there had been a shut-off on the League stream too, which makes me think it was not the video card overheating or overstressing, because League requires, like, no graphics. Like, you could play League on a freaking, like, you know, Nintendo Entertainment System or something, or just, like, a phone, you know. It's... very, very low requirements.
Not possible.
Okay, so there was a rebellion there. I guess they took care of it. It runs in.
Kill them,
Let's go ahead and look. So, I had thought about getting some Undying Guardian. He doesn't die that much. I think it's like 10 health. It might be 20 health per second. But he has quite a bit to start with. Another one would be this right here. Recruitment cost. And the ranks are actually pretty relevant. It does give them a decent chunk of extra melee attack and defense. And you get raised dead cost is down, which is big. So that one could be pretty good. I mean, getting this unliving host is pretty decent too. Because it'll just give them a lot more survivability. Just the 6 melee defense adds up a lot on a unit that starts off with like baseline no melee defense and has like 22,000 health, right? So it's going to give them a huge amount of extra survivability. Raised Dead is another one, and I've thought about this. You know, when you get all of the reductions to this, then you can raise dead for like, I don't know, 8, some zombies for 8 or something, which can be pretty good, but I think there's probably better options. The other one is you could just get this replenishment, which is pretty big. Eventually get Lightning Strike, Guile, and Glamour. It's pretty nice, but I think you just can't really go wrong with this one, so we'll go with that. Thrall Master, and eventually we can get Dark Shepherd and that stuff, but Thrall Master is just always pretty legit. We'll leave the Raised Dead stuff to the Necromancers. We've got a lot of those. And we'll try to get over here to Magical Reserves, I think. Friends in Dark Places. So I'm digging what they've done with him.
Obliterate.
Let's make that a little easier to micro.
More sleep shines.
Raised Dead and Evasion. I think you have to be in combat, right? They changed that. Master the Dead. Oh, it's disabled if you're in melee. Okay. So you actually do not want to be in combat with them. Okay, I got to remember that. So with Kemmler, you want to be in combat to use his passive, but with everyone else, you do not want to be in combat to get their passive with the healing. So it's disabled if you're engaged, I believe, right?
Commit, minions, commit.
He does have Master of the Dead. Okay, so I guess I don't want to be in combat, but isn't there something where he has to be in combat and he gives some kind of curse? Yeah. So he has to be in melee to give this curse out, but if he's in melee, then he doesn't give out this Master of the Dead. So that's kind of a non-combo there, but you still do get the reduction for Winds of Magic and all that stuff, so it's okay, I guess.
Kill them, my children. War it is.
Okay. So we should be able to just auto-resolve this. If it kills the ghost, I'll be a little pissed, but anything else is sort of whatever, but we'll just go ahead and do it. That's fine. Yeah, it's almost impossible early on to get a decisive victory. You can get it, but that's pretty reasonable. That's what I would have been able to do with it. Okay, so we could sack and then occupy. I kind of like that idea because this place is going to be really hard to hold early on, honestly, because just without having a lot of corruption, it's very difficult to expand early on. So I think just taking the money, because we may not be able to hold this.
This you want.
But sack and occupy is just a classic for a lot of factions. If you don't need the town at a higher level, just cashing in, taking that money, I think can be really good. Okay, so we got the hunger, which is nice. Getting an extra Nehek is good. Campaign movement range is always really solid. We already are going to have a bunch of necromancers running around, so going with that. Unliving Host. Maybe the replenishment's more important, but okay, Raised Dead, and then over here just Magical Reserves. Get that magic up.
I need more minions.
Okay, well, okay, I got Dark Shepherd. I think maybe getting the Horde, Undying Horde, getting this up, even though this is pretty good. Getting that extra replenishment's nice. Magical Reserves. Just getting a lot of magic.
Destroy them.
We'll take it. They're almost dead. It'd be nice to be able to wipe them here soon. Now this is having some public order issues. We can stop recruiting if we want to. We can go ahead and start this as well. I don't think there's anything we can do that gives building cost reduction. No, there's growth. Okay, we've got the public order, so It's only 50 more gold. I feel like this used to give you more, but this will give us a balefire if we want to do that. You know, obviously, I think a lot of these people are going to go hostile with us pretty soon. So that makes me a little reluctant to upgrade. It's because it could get sacked. But we are getting pretty good money right now. This Grunzent does not have... It's got 15 units, but it doesn't have any...
Find me grave-bound.
Okay, so that does not affect the rank on Raised Dead, but it does affect the rank on hiring. Now, what do they get? So when they... So it's 15, 8, and then 56 leadership. So you get 2 more melee attack and 4 leadership for having 5 ranks. Okay. The leadership is nice. So yeah, the ranks aren't the like amazing, but they're okay. All right, so what we'll do then is with Kemmler,
Spread the rot.
since he has that specialty, we'll just go ahead and do that. Then we'll raise dead. Oh, I guess I could just wait and raise dead next turn. Well, we'll keep them all out there because they can replenish. Okay, we did get the Marienburg port though, which is very nice. So extra 400 gold per turn. We can eventually get these dies. 750. I'll let it just kind of repair on its own here. How much corruption are we sending in? Okay, we've got 10 corruption because characters naturally give off a little bit of corruption as they move around. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then we can get a balefire, probably one of these, to start spreading the corruption and the public order. So we're not gonna have the money there, but getting that corruption rolling in is pretty nice. It's a shame I can't do anything there. Casualty replenishment growth. I think we want this for research rate. It used to be 10% research rate, now it's 5. The corruption really doesn't matter here. The growth doesn't matter that much. Yeah, let's just do the research rate. And we did switch over last time. We completed these things to help out a little bit, and now we're completing this Lamian book so that we can get one of the upgrades early on for our lord, and then we'll go for Grunzent next time.
It is night.
Okay, so we just go ahead and move over
Night
here.
march! I refuse! Strike out! March!
Okay. And then let's check it out. People like that we're killing stuff. Oh, they almost got
How you
wiped.
speak now? Praise your gods.
They're
I
getting
like
destroyed
what you
over
say.
here. I know they almost got wiped. If you don't know that, if you haven't watched a lot of my other content, because you can see their yellow bar, which is how strong they are compared to how strong you are. And so if that yellow bar is like really far all the way yellow, that means you're way stronger, which means their army are a lot weaker. And when they're in a position of weakness, they're much more likely to confederate with you or to agree to all sorts of different things.
Go on, talk. I'm listening. Not at me.
I don't know where leaf cutters are. Oh, they're way up there. Okay, that's a relatively new faction. See, like Marienburg just has that one little small army, for example, right now. So they're pretty weak. And then, someone likes us. Vampires are starting to like us a little bit. They don't care that we're killing Marienburg, which is kind of annoying. If we start killing Empire, they'll like that a lot. Okay. So we're hiring. We're going to do more raised dead next turn. We've got the text going. We checked out all of our buildings. Everything's going well. Our main place, we went for a gibbet. It's possible we should have just gone for a balefire here instead, just to start spreading that corruption. That probably would have been correct. I mean, 125 gold a turn is not a lot early on. It's really just getting the corruption under control so that you don't have to constantly backtrack and deal with rebellions. So, I don't know, maybe I actually get rid of this. How long does it take to get a balefire? It's like 2 turns. That's helping out a little bit with public order, but yeah, especially since I'm expanding kind of into Marienburg property. Maybe we just go ahead and sell it. Switch over. We do have quite a bit of money right now. I think I'm going to do that. So that was kind of a mistake. So we're going to lose out on a couple hundred gold by having to sell and then rebuild it. But I think that's probably the better choice. It's just to go full on corruption early on and just make your money off of sacking and attacking.
Your prestige grows, my lord. News of your conquest spreads far and wide.
Okay, so their system, I think I mentioned this before. We're still getting minus 15% recruitment costs in public order, which is cool, but then once we get so many buildings, then we're going to start getting penalties. So it makes it a little easier in the early game to manage, but then a little more challenging in the mid to late game. Which I think a lot of people would say that the mid and late need some help. It's so easy to snowball a lot of times. Yeah, so just balefire everywhere that we can.
More sleep shines.
We probably want to try to go get Lyonesse. I mean, if we could knock out Corone early on, that'd be wonderful, but I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. They're looking pretty strong. We'd have to catch them outside of their town. I mean, what we can do is siege them, and then they underestimate us and come out, kind of like what just happened at Marienburg. So we want to go ahead and grab Grunt Zent here. Grunzent. Just because they are part of our thing.
Undead. What can I do for you?
I doubt people are going to want to deal with us, but...
Speak. I will hear you now. Be warned, my mood is dark.
Hey, I'll get rid of these guys for you. What do you think?
Not in my name.
Like, you pay us, we'll kill off Marienburg for you.
By the light of the...
Anytime you're gonna go to war, just see if someone will pay you.
realm. You will act like it, or I will strike you down where you stand. This is rash.
Nah, they hate us too much.
I hunt.
Ready.
Bunch of haters. Okay. Now we can start doing a bit more of this Winds of Magic stance. And magic is very powerful in vampire counts. They're very good at magic. They have a lot of good spells, especially the
Very tempting.
No.
especially the healing magic.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go ahead and
You dare.
it also looks like it gives you extra replenishment and extra corruption, so it's just like a really, really strong stance, as long as you have the leadership to support it.
Now they die. Bring war.
So yeah, tons and tons of regeneration. Man, I love me some vampire counts though. It really is. So special thanks to Greg D. I like all of the factions. You know, I think that's what I'm supposed to say, right? But realistically, there are some factions that I just really love their mechanics. I just really love how they work, and Vampire Counts are definitely one of them. Vampire Counts, Skaven. I think those are probably my two favorite. I do also, I like a lot of stuff out there. I like a lot of stuff, but those two are probably my favorite. It's because you can be so aggressive so early on, and just like their campaign management is really nice. Like the corruption helps out with public order once you get it settled. And they just have a really good mix of like early game, just meat shield swarming stuff, and then big monsters. The Wood Elf campaign's pretty fun too. By the way, be sure to check that out. Still working through the Wood Elf campaign. And then we have a Norska campaign as well that should be releasing about the same time as this. I got requests from like 4 different people for campaigns at once. I'm trying to do them all, so as fast as I can with school starting right now. It's a tall order, but okay, so let's just wait, I guess. I don't know. I mean, whatever. We can just go ahead and get in there. The melee line's gonna get clogged up anyways. I don't know why those ghosts, though, like, have unit collision. It's like, come on, they should be, like, immune to that. I guess that'd be OP in this game if there was no unit collision. No! They're all trying to run over to the corner. I don't know why they don't just start there. There's certain maps where they just love running over to the left. I'm not sure exactly why they do that, but...
At once. Everywhere is death.
I do that. I like to lock formation and then go, because then they all don't run at the exact same unit. They just run in a straight line until they can charge something. So it keeps you from clumping up a little bit. Those arrows are cute. This army's pretty legit, though. They might be able to give me a run for our money here, because they have quite a bit of HP as well, but... We'll see. I need to figure out where their lord is. No, they don't have one. Yeah, it's just the...
Undeath for all.
Time to feast.
Okay, I think we can just...
Lord and Master. With haste! An ancient power is rising.
Especially with that wall, then it does give them a lot of staying power in longer fights.
Ha! Even Krell would be impressed.
Speaking of Pro, let's go ahead and get him out there.
Kemmler, grant me this boon.
Soon, Kemmler, soon.
Heinrich Kemmler, it is time!
Tremble, mortals. It is his will.
Okay, he's actually taking a few hits here. We gotta go careful with that.
With haste! Now! Our time is now!
Give them death.
Heinrich Kemmler, I run!
Let's charge down here. Break that, so we can just... Then you just kind of roll over. I call it, you like attack them, you break them, and then once you get that melee sort of established, you just roll into the next one. So yeah, now that these guys are broken, you can move up, and then eventually flank over here. And just kind of envelop them and just get a full surround, so you get a lot of surface area. Want to try to not be pumped up as much as you can be.
Forward!
Units do cause fear as well, so that just automatically takes off 20 leadership. They're all running.
Death has come!
Here soon.
At once, I run! Heinrich Kemmler. The dead are mine. Heinrich Kemmler.
living will join us. Now!
Vampire Lord, swiftly.
Guys, y'all don't have a lord, just give it up. It's done.
Of death!
Okay, yeah, they ran. This victory. They killed a couple of zombies. It would be really nice to kill Corone. I wonder if I could hire a third army. See, the problem is you can't have more than 40 units on the battlefield at once, so the other army doesn't come in until you're already, like, losing units. And Corone gets, like, some free, like, pretty crazy units early on. I could try to go for Altdorf. Carl also gets like Reichsguard, a lot of Reichsguard, which is pretty difficult to deal with. Okay, I think we can just sack this. I don't know. If we just normally occupy it, we'd probably get it tier 1 or tier 2. If we have to repair, it's going to be at least an 800 gold repair. So I guess we'll just occupy it. 'Cause I don't think we're going to get a very good bargain on it.
Kill them!
I
Raise
will
them!
alone.
Damn, it didn't count as killing a faction leader though, so we didn't get a. Didn't get a kiss for that. Okay, so tier 1, but if we sell this, we get 600, and it would have cost, like I said, a lot more. To repair it, most likely. We can hire skeletons here now too, which is handy.
I need more minions.
Okay, Undying. Okay, so we could get a Barded Nightmare. Oh, he doesn't even get... Give some more armor, a little bit of extra movement. Some charge bonus, but probably doesn't matter. We can do this Chaos Blade, but that's actually really nice. When you're in combat, it gives everyone 5 melee and heals them for 4. An extra piece of healing in addition to everything else. So that's actually quite good. But we need higher quality units because we can't just swarm them for one of those special fights. You only get 20 units to go in. He's level 8. I mean, we could just wait on Dark Shepherd. Leadership for Skeleton Warriors, Carrying Swarms. Post-battle loot, Student of the Dark Arts. Power Reserve, and Tax Rate. So we could wait on this and get like 3 points to immediately get like skeletal minions, but I think just getting this Undying Horde early on probably where we want to be. And then over here we have Power Sap. Not that good. I mean, Arcane Conduit's very nice. You know, Winds of Death can be really good against certain kinds of elite units. Like really high level units that can be quite strong. Curse of the Years is like... I don't think it's necessary. I'd rather just heal or raise dead. Steel Tech could actually be quite a good one as well. I know we were thinking about that earlier. Rank 10. 8 power reserves good, and the extra replenishment's pretty good. Okay, so Crypt Ghouls and Crypt Horrors. He's got some upgrades for those. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we get a corpse card at rank 10 too, which is very good. So I think we just wait on this. As annoying as that is, I think we just hold on to that skill point until we level up again.
All pay.
It's the same deal with him. Power reserve. Yeah, I think we just hold with both of them.
Let us make doom.
Okay, and then
It is night.
Now!
what's the difference? Just have more melee defense. Be easier. It's more melee defense, and they get a bonus versus large. Sure. Then we need to try to go probably finish off them next. We could try to siege Corone. God. It's already got 18 units at tier 2. Okay.
Ready. Very well. Let
Nice,
us
we can
hold a
confederate with him.
conclave, my kin.
Make sure that's going to be worthwhile. Okay, so maybe we go for Leoness then, just to complete the cycle here. How they're pretty strong, not super strong. We got tier 3. They've got this special building, public order, Lord recruit rank, walls. Can hire White Kings. Okay, yeah, let's just do it. I'm not sure what the penalty is
I hunt.
for confederating with them.
Ah, you seek out the Von Casterns. A bold action.
Narin Platzaka.
Wait, Skull Smashers aren't dead.
What you
Where's their
want?
town? Oh, they have one down there. I didn't realize they had 2 towns. Okay, well, that's a little more awkward. But I needed to complete this province anyway, so I guess we come over and just try to finish off Leoness and then work our way down from there. I mean, we need to finish off Marienburg too. Maybe go Marienburg first. Now, is this province?
I serve the lady.
It's a 3-town province now. Aranu is up there.
I cannot.
Okay. It's a little bit awkward, but this port is pretty valuable. Maybe we can hold it.
This better be important.
Okay, so we'll replenish this turn, and then we'll combine stuff, raise dead, and then run over here.
What do you want?
Okay. Location of Heck, Dark Pact. I mean, do we just go ahead and get rid of him?
More sleep shines.
Honestly, not costing that much, and we could, you know, like I said, just get a 3rd army if we really
Valiant
wanted to.
Lord. Champion of the lady.
It's like hard swarm, because right now the extra upkeep is not that much. Tech costs, right costs, construction, and construction for buildings.
This better be important.
Head in the heck, right? Yeah. And Dark Pact.
My bloodline calls. We are in agreement. Ready.
Okay, nice. We can hire some White Kings. So I'm curious to see how strong these guys are because they were pretty terrible in the past, like I mentioned in the first episode. But the fact that they can just summon up Graveguard with halberds, that's interesting. Okay, so you can summon up some halberds, and then they will help us out with, like, fighting enemy lords. And they get training, which has also been buffed quite a bit. Now this, I don't know if that's his campaign movement range or the person he's attached to. What's his leadership typically? Wait, let's start off with this one. Let's see what we get. So rank 6. I don't think there was any other reason to wait until one of these guys comes in. I don't think we have any skills that can improve that. Hero rank or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what Ravenous Dead is. Army ability. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been using that the whole time. I hope not. But okay, so flying units. This could be good against Bretonia. In theory, local recruitment, rank. Okay, now I think we're good to go to hire at least one of these and just see what's up. Then that'll be it for this video, but let's see what we got here. Ambush could actually be pretty good when we have multiple armies. Let's go with that.
As you command.
Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so Skeletal Steed, sort of whatever. They've added some new stuff here. Training is up to 100 experience per turn, which is good, but once again, doesn't matter too much on like zombies and skeletons. It's great on elite units though. Heroic Killing Blow. They lowered the cooldown on that to 50 seconds for everybody, which I think is pretty good. Grave Ward, Immortality. Loyalty Never Ending. Minus 8% for Graveguard and Black Knights. Okay, that could be good later on. Once again, I don't like to get a lot of those units early just because they require that extra building, but if we get some Raised Dead to get some of those, that can be good. 99 armor, okay health, not crazy. Decent melee attack and defense, not great. He does give the extra 5 melee defense for everybody in an area. That's actually really big, like we were talking about earlier, because zombies and skeletons start from such a low base and they have such high HP. This gives a lot of extra effective survivability. So that is quite nice. Get up to 15 extra armor. Okay, not amazing, but alright. 12 melee defense, really good. Face tank, a lot of stuff. I really like melee defense on these types of units. Can give everyone within 50 meters 10% extra vigor. That's quite nice. So once again, as we talked about in the first episode, vigor dramatically affects performance in fights in a bunch of different ways. Okay, so you can get up to 24 extra melee defense. I really like that. And Deadly Onslaught. It's pretty decent. New stuff, Memories of War. Okay. 24 armor. That's really good. Wow. It's only when attacking, but let's be real, I'm gonna be attacking most of the time. So that means we could get up to 40 extra armor. That'd be quite nice. Own armies, wow. Oh, when under siege. Okay, so that's defensive only. 8 leadership. That's just him personally, though, when he's attacking. I believe, the way that it's worded. -2 melee defense for enemy cavalry. Was kind of cool. Okay, summon up some Graveguard. Double unit size. Huh. So it does lower his hit points to do that, but it's a big unit of Graveguard, like double unit. Plus 15 melee attack on him. And then plus 15 melee defense on him. Okay. Enemy hero success chance. New trainer. Okay, so they've given him lots of new toys. So, yeah, they're definitely pretty strong. But anyways, we'll work more with that next episode. So we're gonna bring in some of those guys. They're not that expensive at 213, and they can help us focus out wards or other kind of problematic units. They have bonus versus large. They don't, but they do have nice armor piercing damage. And they do. This one does have poison, so that lowers damage quite a bit. And of course, you can put heroes on them or followers. Usually, you get a lot of followers as vampire counts. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Thank you very much. So we'll probably try to make our move on killing Marienburg first, since we have a lot of since we're already at war with them. And then after that, we'll probably try to come over and kill Lyonesse. On the other hand, we could just go for Lyonesse right now and then revisit Marienburg in a little bit. But I think getting Marienburg first is probably the prudent plan. Anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.